Good morning. This is Antoine, the Melodic Investor. I just wanted to come on and kind of give a follow-up video to a video that got a lot of positive feedback. So I want to kind of maybe there was one extra thing that I thought about. I'm like, oh, this can be like a continuation of that video. And this is the continuation to how to save money on your rent. So I want to kind of unpack that a little more. Just one area I just thought about that I wanted to kind of leave you guys with. Hey, please like and subscribe. I would love to grow this channel and to make it into a little community here of like-minded people. One way you can look at to save money on your lease or lease and rent, whatever, on your rent mainly, is to try and be methodical about when you're how am I trying to say this? How am I say it? Be methodical when you move into your apartment or home, right? So if you move in, let's say, and this is all depending on what climate you live in, but we'll take the Pacific Northwest for an example. If you move in during the winter months and school months, people in school, families working, stuff like that in school, that you can get a lower price on your lease because it's not a high demand time, as opposed to trying to move in during the summer months. That's where you're going to get peak pricing because it's more competitive. You have more people looking for homes because they're trying to get into place before school starts. A lot of moving parts there, and if you can, you want to avoid that time of year. Holiday season, probably one of the best times to save the most money on your rent, because you're going to get deals, whether it be some type of concessions or whatever that people give out, first month free, half off this, half off that, whatever. You have more room to try and negotiate terms at that point if you move in during the holiday season. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, probably the optimum times to move in. I would go Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, that little 3-month window. So we're talking about November, December, January. Probably one of the best times. And just to kind of recap on what we talked about before is, one, you sign a longer lease. Signing a longer lease can secures price. If you're willing to negotiate with your current landlord, hey, we're willing to sign up for an extra year, as opposed to, not. Or, if they give you a rent increase and you're like, wow, this is a high rent increase, you can go back and negotiate and say, hey, would you be willing to take me back to my price that I moved in for the next year, and then on the second year you give me a bump, just to buy yourself some time to kind of work the kinks out and do what you can do to get your income up or whatever. You'd be shocked at how many landlords, especially if you're a good tenant. Let's just qualify what a good tenant is really quickly. And I'll also qualify what a good landlord is. But a good tenant, just for starters, is getting attacked here. A good tenant, I would say, someone who pays on time, takes care of the place like it's their own. And people confuse that a lot with like, oh, what do you want me to do? Clean the roofs or the gutters? No, it's not that at all. If I don't think any reasonable owner would say get on the roof. But this is not a housekeeping issue, although you don't want to be a hoarder. It's more of, don't put holes in doors. You know what I mean? Don't cause a lot of maintenance issues. Make sure your guests or family members are not tearing the place to shreds. Try not to be so hard on things. Be a good neighbor. Those are all things that go into being a good tenant. If you see trash in the front of the property, if you can, pick it up. If you see, the weeds popping up, maybe take care of it. Being proactive, treating it as if you had a stake in the deal, like you own the piece of this property. how would you want someone to treat your place? That's what being a good tenant is. Here's what you should look for in being a good landlord. And maybe this is another video that I'll make, but we'll touch on a couple of points. One, how do they maintain their property? That's the biggest giveaway right there. You know what I mean? A good landlord, this doesn't mean that you got to have granite, you know, fancy light fixtures and the latest and the greatest technology. No, that's not what this means at all. You can tell someone who doesn't have, maintains their property and someone who does. And I think I'll make a video on that and what tenants should look for in a landlord. Just kind of my things or whatever. But just something that's nice and well maintained. If you do find a place that has a lot of new features and stuff like that, obviously you know that they care. So yeah, I think that'll be my next video. But those are definitely some of the ways that I think you could save some money on your lease and ultimately save money on your rent, is when you're able to, you know, move in during the holidays, longer lease times. You know, this is kind of like that continuation of that video I made before. So hopefully you find this information useful and helpful. And I'm, like I said, my next video, I'll talk about what to look for in a good landlord. Until then, please like and subscribe, and look forward to talking to you guys next time. Take care. Bye.